How do we live out the life of Jesus Christ? As I'm sure many of you will know, that I'm hoping that in this diocese we can be known as people who pray, read the Bible and live out the risen life of Jesus Christ. The first two are, I think, self-explanatory, although there's quite a range of ways of how we can do it. The third option, living out the life of Jesus Christ, gives us a large degree of exploration and experimentation in many ways. But I want to be focused on a word of scripture. This is St. Paul speaking in Galatians. He says, I have been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live, but it's Christ who lives in me. It's Christ who lives in me. So in some ways, the obligation has been taken away from us. It's not so much up to us, but it's us being open to Jesus Christ, who's risen from the dead, who's appeared to his followers in the first few days following the resurrection, breathed his spirit into them, his life into them, and they carried on his mission. That's what it is for us to do. Just recently, I was preaching on the Feast of Mary, the mother of Jesus, and I was really struck by how she encountered Jesus at a moment of indecision in his life. And she said to the disciples, this is at the time when Jesus was at a wedding that had run out of wine. And Mary said to the servants that were there, do whatever he tells you, do whatever Jesus tells you. And that really spoke to me. It still does speak to me. Am I a person that does what Jesus tells me? Because as I do that, then I think I am living out the life of Jesus Christ. How would this diocese look if we took the words of Jesus seriously and applied them and looked at them? Now, this isn't going to create clones. We're not all going to look the same and act the same and say the same. But we are going to be fresh and new creations, just as Jesus shows us the way to go. That's how we'll be living out the risen life of Christ.